Another friend in the fight from day one of Catholics for Catholics is someone that you all know and love. They had a clip of him earlier today on one of the videos, and there was a spontaneous eruption, which proves my point. He is the senior advisor to Catholics for Catholics and has been more than an advisor, but been a friend. With more than 33 years of service in the United States military and current chairman of America's Future, General Michael Flynn's military career culminated as the director of the Defense Intelligence Agency and as the nation's highest serving military intelligence officer. All right, buddy.
Give me a big hug.
Kill it.
It's like, sit down, because I know when I go to church, for all the Catholics that are in here, when I go to church and that priest starts getting a little bit long-winded, I'm heading out the back door there. So we still have the rosary that we're going to do here shortly. I'm only going to take a minute. This is really, really important, and I think that there's things that come out of tonight. And the things that come out of tonight are words like fearlessness. Everybody that was up here, everybody that I've met here tonight, we have to be fearless. Okay, I want everybody to, when you go home or you wake up tomorrow morning, I want you to read the whole of Psalm 23. The whole of Psalm 23. I've lived it. I have lived Psalm 23, my family and I. We've lived it. This country is in the middle of Psalm 23. Yea, that I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. But we're in the valley right now, America, Catholics, people in this audience, anybody that listens to this. This country is in the valley of the shadow of death. When did we ever start talking about communism, socialism? Donald Trump said it in a State of the Union. While I was going through my persecution, and I think it was 2018 State of the Union. And he stood up there. That was a very famous one where Nancy was ripping it apart. How dare she? And he stood there and he said, America will never be a socialist nation. For a president of the United States of America to stand there in a State of the Union and have to make that statement. Yet here we are. We are in the valley of the shadow of death. And we have got to fear no evil. We have got to be fearless. We have got to be courageous. We have got to be accountable. We have got to be strong men and women. You know, one thing, I always carry a Constitution with me, and I studied the Federalist Papers as just one of the things that I like to read. You know, we always talk about the First Amendment, because the First Amendment, a lot of the speakers tonight talked about the First Amendment, things surrounding the First Amendment. But the big argument with the First Amendment, because most people say the First Amendment is the freedom to get out there and speak the way that you want to speak. But the big argument by the founders, if you really know the First Amendment, the very first part is 5 parts. 5 parts of the First Amendment. 5. Most people don't know that. Most people just think First Amendment gives me the freedom to speak. There's 5 parts. The very first part, and you have to put yourselves in that period of time when they were standing there arguing about what they were going to give us, because they were going to give us promises. That's what the Bill of Rights is. The fulfillment of those promises is in the Constitution. But the very first promise was the promise to practice our religion. That's the very first point in the First Amendment. Religion. So when we hear, and they're going to start to do this, they're going to put the labels on us, Christian nationalists, all this crazy stuff. And I've already heard it the last couple of weeks about the separation of church and state. That's total nonsense. Total nonsense. Total nonsense. And you're going to hear more of this. We are going to be attacked. That valley that we are in, that valley that we are all in, this country is in it right now. I've personally been there. My wife and I lived it. We lived it. But we exited. There's two lights at the end of that valley. One is bright. It's bright, shiny light. It's easy to get to. It's easy to get to because somebody is at the end of that valley and they want to give you something, right? They want to give you stuff. They want to make you feel good. They want to do all these good things for you. They want to own you. There's another light. It's really dim. It's really, really dim. You can barely see it. And it seems like it's a real long distance off. And it is. And to get to that light requires sacrifice, requires discipline, requires a determination that I know is in the DNA of every single American. And if we don't wake up, if we don't stand up, we don't stand our ground, put our voices out there, protect these beautiful children, fight for the next generation, have voter turnout that is like not 35 or 40%, but voter turnout that's like 95% in this country. We have got to have that. The Catholic, and these people know it, the Catholic vote in this country, you cannot become the president of the United States unless you got the Catholic vote. You can't. And most of these crazy Catholics, I've been one my whole life. Most of these crazy Catholics, they still don't know which way to vote. That's how I found Father Altman. Because when he said, you can't be a Catholic and Democrat. So, long night. I could stand up here and talk all night. But I just want to say to John Yep and this beautiful organization, Catholics for Catholics, this organization is just getting going. We are just getting started. We are just getting started. And when the United States Council of Catholic Bishops, and they didn't even read their own damn writing, they came after that title because they think that they own it. What they own is they own the word Catholic, seriously. The Council of Catholic Bishops has proprietary ownership of the word Catholic. Doesn't say Catholic, it says Catholics, plural. All of us standing together, and I don't care whether you're Presbyterian, Lutheran, that doesn't matter to me. This nation was built on a set of Judeo-Christian principles and values, and we have to be fearless about that. So thank you so much for being here tonight. God bless you all, and get ready to say the prayer. God bless America. Thank you.